Joining me on Newswatch is Sophie Elsworth, media writer for the Australian newspaper. Sophie, when you go through the list, and there's more examples I could give, but put this all together for us. Is there a pattern here?
Andrew, I hate to say it, but I think there is a pattern here. And the rap sheet of the ABC with errors, defamation cases, articles that are misleading is starting to add up. And I would be pretty confident to say that I would think Chair Ita Buttrose would be very concerned by what is going on at the ABC. There seems to be some reporters in there that are doing what they want. They're not able to be reined in, and it's costing them big. It's costing them in defamation cases. It's costing them in errors with reporting. We've seen that in the examples that you've just given. Tweeting out of hours, it's cost them hundreds of thousands of dollars by staff, going a bit crazy on Twitter. I mean, the list of problems at the ABC is adding up, and I think David Anderson has a lot to answer for at the moment.
Well, I find also that the excuses they've given to the latest two examples, smearing the SAS and smearing Neville Rand, was we were just putting allegations to air. We weren't saying they were true, but if they didn't think there was something in them, why were they putting them to air in the first place? But indeed, they did actually think the allegations were true. It is just so reckless. But let's move to something else. I'm puzzled, Sophie, by the ABC's latest four-part series of complaints about this wicked country. Its 7:30 program says this series, ahead of next week's National Domestic Violence Summit, is going to explain why women are angry. Now, Sophie, most women I know don't actually seem to be that angry. You don't seem right now to be that angry. I don't know, maybe you are, I don't know. Who are all these angry women that the ABC claims to speak for?
There seems to be this idea at the ABC, Andrew, that men are bad and we should go out and get them. And we've seen that in that Misrepresented series that was just a pile on men. We're now seeing it in this latest series of Why Women Are Angry, which is a bizarre title. I mean, I can't relate to why women are so angry. But I must say, Andrew, if I was a man now, I'd almost give up. I mean, the pile on men, the first part of this series on 7:30 last night didn't interview any men. It was all women. And it was situations. One woman had been through a divorce, which obviously is very sad. But then it talked about how she had financial troubles. Now, unfortunately, these things happen in life. You can't rely on a man for a financial plan, we were always taught. There's issues that come, in your lifetime when marriages break down and so forth. But this hatred of men that comes with it, that everything is back to men and why we should hate them and men are the problem. I can't relate to this, Andrew, and I think a lot of women out there would be in the same boat as me.
Well, that's absolutely true. I know men that have been, I've met men that have been devastated by divorce as well. Sophie, but look, the program did offer what it said was a solution. Well, what one of the guests of the ABC said was a solution. But look, maybe it's my male-wired brain, but help decode this. This is Sam Mostyn, who's had a fabulous career. Don't know why she's angry. She's had a fabulous career as a gender warrior, sustainability advisor, a board member, and the rest. Here she is.
I think we've got to be much more purposeful looking at the complex needs of women and the fact that there's often a range of intersectional issues at play with a woman's life that don't really play in the same way for men.
Sophie, these complexities and these intersectional issues, can you explain these intersectional issues to us, Sophie?
Well, she's basically saying that, women come into issues in their life relating to gender, and then other things come from that. And we've got some cases in there where there's some cases of racism that was in last night, as one woman spoke about. I mean, and then it's all tied into this pile on men again, Andrew. But I just am at odds at why the ABC seem on this rampage of this man-hating campaign. And I will say, Andrew, some of the women I've worked with over my career have been far worse to deal with than men. Some of the men I've worked with have been wonderful people, but we've got this whole cohort out there who seem at the ABC that men are all bad and we must bring men down. And I just don't agree with this.
Well, here's the thing, Sophie. I don't know that women don't seem to be a picked on group at the ABC itself. There's no reason for anger there that I can see. The ABC says women make up 59% of its journalists and producers. That's nearly 2/3. But even that's not good enough. The ABC is now trying to fix the deficit, which is not the deficit in male journalists, but in women working in news operations, like behind the camera. I tell you what, the ABC seems to be becoming a women's collective. Does that explain something to you, Sophie?
Well, again, it just goes in with this, whole pile on men, Andrew. I'm getting sick of these gender counts. I don't believe in gender quotas. I think the person should be in a job because they are good at the job, not because of if they're male or female. But this divide that we're trying at the ABC, it seems, to split the room and put men in the bad corner like they're all baddies, it's ridiculous.
Sophie Elsworth, thank you so much indeed for your time of trying to negotiate all that for me. Thank you.